What's up? Inkpulp
Shawn,
Live, motherfuckers.
Shawn Crystal, Jazzy Jamie Wood, and me, the Chocolate Milk Slayer. Welcome
Chocolate
you.
Milk Bandit.
Making up new.
Keep up, new character, Shawn.
Making up new identities.
I'm
I'm making up
I
new
can't keep
identities.
up. I can't keep up. I'm
Making up
eating
new
dried
stuff.
apricots live on camera. Aren't you glad you joined me for this?
Guys in the chat, welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Us. Oh, Sam McClurg in the chat. We got some stuff from
Sam?
you.
Oh yeah, Sam. We got a big package to you.
Yeah. Thanks for sending stuff.
Jim, I have to ask you, have you listened to the Clips yet? The new Clips album?
Yeah, I did. I went through it. It's good. Yeah.
Dude, I can't stop. Were you a fan?
The Tyler, the Creator song is really dope.
So good. So's the Kendrick track.
Yeah, that's the two I've heard. That's the only two I've heard of it. Is those two.
Jamie, what are you, dude? You're sleeping.
Dude, I'm slacking.
This album is banging.
Oh my god!
Were you
You're gonna offend Shawn if you don't keep up, Jamie.
I'll just leave.
Jim,
listen to it.
Were you a fan of Clips?
I was, but he wasn't like on my radar as much as yours.
Dude,
and I know you were shocked
when
when Mike Huddleston said the same.
I don't know how anyone who loves hip hop wasn't like a huge Clips head and then followed Pusha T into his solo career.
Pusha T's dope.
Well, yeah, he's one of the Clips.
Yeah, but I mean, I like his solo stuff.
Yeah, so do I. But I mean, the Clips is still the same thing. It's just his brother's back with him. That's all. And you got Pharrell doing all the production. It's banging, dude.
Same family.
You're offended him, Jim. You're offended him now.
You know what? I quit. Fuck you guys.
Oh my god, there's all these people in the chat supporting Shawn's crazy theories about Clips. Guys, don't support.
I'm telling you.
Sergio asking if I got a haircut. I did get a haircut, Sergio. Thanks for noticing.
Jamie was all worried about his haircut earlier.
We pay Jamie the big bucks so he can go. He goes to like a professional salon.
No, they come to me. They come to me.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
You know how it is, guys.
All right, Jim, what are we doing tonight? You got some stuff to pimpage?
I do want to shamelessly promote some shit. Jamie, can we bring it right up right now? Right at this moment.
Oh, damn.
Big Rig issue 2 cover. This will be out next month. Big Rig issue 1, by the way, guys, came out today. Let me switch my camera real quick. Hold on. Sorry.
Can I get Jim? There we go.
That's a little pimpage right there. So this bad boy's in stores today. Post Malone, Big Rig, Nathan Gooden crushing it on the interior art on this book.
Oh, that's really pretty. Wow, that stuff looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, Nathan's great.
Oh,
so Nathan did
gorgeous.
Nathan did the book Barbaric and is one of the co-founders of Vault Comics. So it's not only is he one of their main artists, but I think he's one of the main dudes behind the company.
Dude, this book is gorgeous.
The book rocks. It's pure metal. It's a post-apocalyptic truck driver with a magic trucker hat that gives him the power to fight Satan's armies on Earth.
Dude, this is better than anything DC and Marvel's putting out. This is crazy.
So really, really kick-ass stuff and covers for me.
Get this.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
I love that they printed it in black and white. That's dope.
Yeah. Maria Wolf did a cover. So I'm doing covers for the whole series. Look at that.
Man, this is gorgeous.
So out today. Colors by Mike Spicer on my covers.
Nice.
And then Jamie, we can go back to
dude, this cover is insane. Oh, Jamie, I meant to send you. I gotta send you. But Jim, this is gorgeous.
Thank you. This is out a week from today. So next week, Iron Man issue 12, I believe it is. This is my cover for that. Also, Mike Spicer colors on this bad boy.
That is beautiful, man.
Oh, working
damn! You can show this now?
We can show this. This is
fuck yeah.
If you're at San Diego Comic-Con cruise by the Mondo booth. This is me and Sanford Green collaborated on this Into the Spider-Verse print together. And the print is ridiculously big.
Is it screen printed? Do you know?
I don't think it is because it's not super heavy, but
Oh, okay. Jamie, I just sent you a picture that I do want to show when we show my stuff on WhatsApp.
Cool. Let me grab it.
Oh, dude, that is beautiful. Is this a San Diego exclusive or just they release it there?
I think Mondo is releasing it there, but it's going to be available, I hope, on their website. But this thing is like 3 foot by 2 foot. It's fucking huge.
Man, yeah, that is awesome, bro.
And it printed out awesome. The colors are fantastic on this.
How many APs did you get?
A dozen.
Oh, nice.
There's
Are you
that.
gonna like sign them and remark them and put them on your site too?
Yes.
Nice. Buenos. Que bueno.
Pretty sweet. Was there something else that I sent? Oh. Are you showing your Wu-Tang image?
Yeah.
Shawn?
I told Jamie I'll show my shit. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I did a poster for the Boston show, but it was rejected by Wu-Tang. So Boston, you missed out, but I figured I'll show the image anyway.
I think you should make prints of this anyway. And I think people in the chat should let us know if you'd buy one. Because I think this is a dope ass poster and totally unique.
It's so good, man.
Mike Spicer coloring this one as well. I might actually just take the lettering and everything off and just repurpose it for something else of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could do both.
But I just wanted to show it off.
Should we go straight on to yours, Shawn?
Oh, Jake,
sure.
we did the. Oh, go to Shawn's. Yeah.
All right, guys. Now this is my second Wu-Tang poster because, like Jim, my first was also rejected last minute. Now the sketches were approved, but something happened. So I just went for it and busted my ass and did this. It was approved. This show is tomorrow. You guys are getting a sneak peek. This will come out tomorrow. At the concert, they're going to have digital prints, but I'm going to be getting the site collections is going to have screen prints, and I'm going to get some APs of screen prints. So that's the colored version. That's all colored for screen printing. And here's the original.
Dope.
I still have, though, right here, the first poster, which I think is a banger.
So
and
good.
now I've got this big ass, beautiful original that I don't know what to do with.
You can still do something with that. It's crazy.
I know. I mean, I'm probably just gonna do like little screen prints of it on my own and just like bootleg it. That's the price you pay for rejecting something after the sketch has been approved. I'm gonna bootleg it.
Shawn, do you want to show the image you just sent me? Do you want me to show that one right now?
Yeah. So, guys, today my Absolute Batman cover.
Ah, yes.
So this is a original painting I did, but here, if I can get the screen too, Jamie. These are 1 in 50 Absolute Batmans I did.
Nice.
Out today. So I've got some comps, not a lot. They sent me like 5, but one of them's already spoken for our brother Ali. But I'm gonna do some remarks and sign these, and I'll have them either on my site or on at the con. If you're interested in one ahead of time, let me know. I still have these and my Martian Manhunter cover, Absolute Martian Manhunter comics too.
Beautiful.
So we'll do something with that.
That's awesome. Jamie, can we hype up Arachnid Enforcer pre-launch page real quick?
Indeed. Here we go.
Guys, this is launching October 1st. I'm in the pre-production hype phase right now. There's 400 people signed up. I need 600 more people sign up in the next 2 months. So we have 1,000 for the October 1st launch. So tell your mom, your cousin, your grandmother, And if you scroll down, Jamie, we released the first 5 or 6 pages of the book through Shawn's Kickstarter, free PDF to everybody who supported Shawn's Inkpulp Cyan. So these are just the inks, but all the pages are going to be gray toned with a spot orange on each one to reflect like the
nice.
because it's a Halloween book, so it's gonna be a Halloween vibe with like the spot orange.
That's awesome. That's great.
But this is fully what I'm working on right now, and I'm just like working my ass off on the book right now, having a blast.
It looks gorgeous. Yeah, it's really impressive. It's really nice.
It looks so good.
I can't wait. Yeah, this is next level, dude.
He's jumping around, he's dodging bullets and shit. He's spurting acid into bad guys' eyes and shit. People are melting. It's
nice.
Yeah,
this looks so fun. This looks so fun.
These are the sketches of some of the townspeople and some of the little kids in the city. The illusionist is the main bad guy, and his daughter, Melody Jade MJ, is like a witchy hot goth girl. Gangster Boogie is the puppet, who is the
dude manager. I love Gangster Boogie. Oh my god.
Yeah, Gangster Boogie's the shit. He manages Arachnid Enforcer, and Arachnid Enforcer takes money from bad guys to fuck up other bad guys. So he's basically a thug for hire.
Dude, this is awesome, Jim.
It's fun. And then can I show Jamie, can I get full camera on my desk? And I'll show you guys. This is like new pages from the last week.
Oh, nice. Dude, Gangster Boogie.
There he is. There he is.
Dude, you got to do something with Gangster Boogie. I need some Gangster Boogie merch.
And then Gangster Boogie's aunt is Aunt Mabel. Aunt Mabel is the name. And she is a witch who practices the dark arts.
Oh, shit.
But she still needs help with paying for her medicine. So they take the money they make from fucking up the bad guys and they help out, Aunt Mabel. But yeah, it's a super fun, way less brutal than Savage Street Vigilante, but still fun, violent,
looks
dark,
so fun. Yeah,
sexy comic, guys.
Loving it.
And then while I have the camera on me, I wanted to shout out Sam McClurg in the live chat, sent in a bunch of stuff to us this week. Greatest Sketches sketchbook, the anthology that I believe, Sam, you put this together by recruiting people on the Inkpulp Discord. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct.
And you guys
can join it. Link in the description.
And you can follow Sam and score copies of this stuff. Sam, feel free to put your website in the chat, but it's and Sam also has a YouTube. But yeah, go ahead and pimp your stuff, dude, just so people know where to get it. So we got these, Shawn, and then we also got custom made t-shirts from Sam.
Damn.
Inkpulp, yo,
Sam,
in blue.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. I'm down. That's my jam.
Savage Street Vigilante with Beat B in green.
Yeah, nice.
The Dumb Shark gets a shirt.
Jim, they're already talking about Arachnid Enforcer fan art.
Oh, yeah. If you got, the character designs are up on the pre-launch.
It's going to happen. You're going to be flooded. Remember last time it was crazy? It's going to be even more so this time. Stylish Nerd, what up? Thank you for the super chat. Matt, appreciate it.
And Shawn, Sam sent us custom stencils.
Nice.
Mateo Shark, Savage Street Vigilante. And I believe, Sam, in your letter, you said that you're offering your services, that you will make custom stencils for people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just feel free to pimp like your stuff and let people know what you're doing in the live chat. But thank you for sending in the box of stuff, dude. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Very nice of you. Let's bring in. Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, I got a couple more things. Guys, late pledges are still open. I'm posting updates all the time now. I have I have 2 copies of each book, including Mateo's book and my print set coming to me as just proofs to look over, but they're being printed right now. I paid for the deposit for the printing to start like a month ago, but I just got the Kickstarter money today, so I got that in ahead of time. So the books should be done printing in the next week or so, and then they'll get on a boat and head over here. So right now, since I got the money, I'm going to start ordering the freebies, the patch, the bookmarks, the stickers, all the goodies. And once it gets here, I'll be ready to ship.
Nice.
So, if you didn't get a copy, the link that Jamie has is the secret link that has the Inkpulp discounted book on there. So it's still there for 10% off. No, $10 off, 20% off, $10 off. So yeah, get on that. If you want a copy, get it now. I'm gonna close down the Kickstarter for good. So late pledges will stop sometime in August. And
Hell of a campaign. Hell of a campaign, Shawn.
Thank you. It was a huge, awesome success. I got to thank Jim for putting up with my crazy ass and helping me, and Mateo and the whole Inkpulp fam, and Jamie and all you guys out there for getting behind it. And then we have one more thing to show, right, Jamie? Yeah, this is one of our community. We showed this Kickstarter when it was pre-launch. It's live now, and he's not far away from the goal. So I'm hoping by exposing it up tonight, maybe we can help him get to the goal a bit. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to show. Now we got a whole show.
You didn't mention who this is though.
I forget.
This is Kova.
Oh yeah, Kova. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And he has his own YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get behind Kova, and there it is. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And show some support. Let's get the ink. Oh, there's Kova's in the chat.
Oh, word. Okay, cool.
Kova. Yeah, I want to.
Wait, is that a Brian Moss? Is that a Brian Moss variant cover? Can you scroll down just a little bit more? Keep going. There we go. I think that's Brian Moss. I saw his name. Yeah.
Awesome.
Dope. Okay, cool.
Oh, dude,
Good
who
stuff.
did that one? That's a nice one too. Scroll down.
Ian Cinco.
Ian. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Yeah, we got a lot of the indie homies in the house.
Yes. Nice. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. So let's get Kova to hit that goal. He is not far off.
Awesome, man.
And yeah, we got a show to do, and I think we have a guest tonight.
This man, this legend, Rob Guillory in the house.
What's up, guys?
What's
Thanks
up,
for
buddy?
having me. Chilling. How's things?
Great. How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. I'm probably working on too much, but it's all good stuff. So I can't complain.
Yes. Are you still in? Are you in a monthly grind for producing Farmhand? Like, is that?
I had been for like a long time. Like, so basically for the past like couple years, really for the last like year, I've been pumping out the last arc of Farmhand. So Farmhand is 26 issues. If anyone hasn't read it, I write and draw the whole thing, and it has been intense. My previous book, Chew, that I did was like 64 issues monthly.
Yes.
But I wasn't writing that one. So it was way easier than writing and drawing both, like the whole thing. So yeah, I've been in the monthly grind. I actually just finished drawing Farmhand like I think it was May 30th. I just wrapped it completely. So now
damn. Okay.
Yeah. So like it's completely drawn. I'm basically just in editor mode. Like colors are coming in.
Wow.
Nice.
Letters are coming in. So I'm just approving everything, but it's finished effectively. So yeah,
Congrats, man.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
The monthly grind is crazy.
That's huge. And then do you just chill for a minute, or do you on to the next project already?
I think I took like a few days off, maybe like a week. And then I just jumped right back into it. So I mean, I think
like 2 days off, and then it's like, well, you got to keep working. You got to
Yeah,
keep.
I mean, well, with Chew, when I wrapped Chew, like finishing that monthly grind, I think the mistake I made with Chew is I didn't stack up my next thing. Like I took some time off and then developed the thing. So with Farmhand, it was completely different. With Farmhand, I like stacked up stuff well in advance. So like I immediately started working on something else after a few days.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it another
What's
creator
your?
owned thing?
What's that?
Oh,
Is it another creator owned thing you're doing?
Yeah. Pretty much everything I'm doing is creator owned, except for like I have one
That's
kind of
awesome.
lingering work for hire thing I'm doing, but everything else is creator owned.
nice, man.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And when will you announce that stuff? Like when?
Well, I mean, one of them it's for a company that has me on for three different series. So it's a 3-book deal. I'll be writing. I'm kind of like alternating roles. So like on one of them, I'm writing for another artist. And another one, I'll be writing and drawing the whole thing. And then another one, I'm thinking I'll probably bring on another writer and I'll draw it. So I'm kind of like
Okay.
I'm flipping all the hats.
Dang.
But
You're a busy man.
yeah, probably too much. But the publisher is I might be announcing it at San Diego. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you got a question, Rob?
Farmhand. What's Farmhand about? Okay. Man, I haven't been to a show in a while, so I'll do my best to kind of dust off the pitch.
What's the elevator pitch?
the elevator pitch. So it's a farmer, a southern farmer who grows human organs. So he basically it's this old farmer who gets this mysterious download of this blueprint for a new type of plant human hybrid seed that grows human organs. He heals a bunch of people, makes a bunch of money, becomes famous, and of course everything starts going south. The people who get the transplant start mutating, and weird things are kind of afoot in the town. So it's kind of horror, sci-fi, family drama, some dark comedy, because that's just kind of I just like the dark comedy stuff. So yeah, it's wrapping up this year. Issue 23 actually just came out. Let me see. Yeah, this is 23 that just came out last week.
Nice.
And it'll be wrapping up in October. I've got 3 more issues to come out, and then that's a wrap.
Well,
Dude,
congrats.
that's awesome.
That's huge. Yeah, that's great.
Thanks, man. I think I overshot like crazy. Like finishing Chew, like I said, it was 60 something issues. So at the end of it, I thought, oh, I'll do something really light, like 30 issues on something. So I had no idea what I was doing. So it ended up being longer than I expected. COVID kind of happened right in the middle of it.
Oh
and
yeah.
that just ruined everything and killed my momentum. So I've been basically picking up the pieces, finishing up the last couple arcs. Plus, it got optioned for TV, so we ended up kind of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it didn't work out because it's Hollywood.
Sure.
Right. But it was a cool experience. I got to work with some cool writers, learn a ton about Hollywood, and it ended up being a cool experience. But it slowed up the process of the comic, so bittersweet.
Yeah. I mean, it's all you doing everything. So if there's something related to the comic, like the Hollywood thing, you're dealing with all that, right? I mean,
yeah.
You don't have anyone else you're bringing in on that, I assume.
Right. Well, no, I mean, like going back to Chew was kind of this weird. I was brand new to the industry with Chew. Chew was the first book that I came on and did all the art for and that sort of thing. And I had no idea what I was getting into, so I was new to the whole thing. So my collaborator on it, a writer named John Lehman, who's a good dude. We were hands off with the Hollywood thing, and it ended up being kind of not the best move. So with Farmhand, I decided I wanted to be in everything. I want to be in all the meetings.
Oh, right.
I want to drive it as much as I can. So yeah, I've been in every single meeting, all the calls, and it's cool, but it is a lot of work for sure.
That's a learning experience, man. That's a whole thing. I've done that with Girl Scouts, and it gets very involved.
Yeah, I remember you were busy as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, let me adjust my camera here.
All right, so tonight we're drawing. Rob chose The Matrix as our drawing material tonight.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So tell us, Rob, why The Matrix?
I don't know, honestly. Like it kind of just popped up out of nowhere, and it occurred to me I don't think I've ever drawn anything from The Matrix.
Nice.
So it seemed like a cool thing to
Yeah.
kind of dip into.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's
It's a
cool.
it's a good theme for us because we haven't done this yet.
Yeah, totally.
So anything that's new and different, that works great.
And I think anytime you get to draw Trinity, it's not a bad thing, right?
Is everybody drawing? Is that who everybody's drawing?
I'm guessing. Are you drawing Trinity, Jim?
I am, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Rob, what about you?
I got Neo. There's a scene. My favorite scene of The Matrix is when I think it's.
Oh my god, dude! You've penciled out.
Oh, whoa! Yeah.
See?
Okay.
It's not that. It's not that.
Holy shit! Holy
It's not
shit!
that much.
I'm drawing a lame, like, not even a full figure.
You've already put Shawn and I to shame. You've already.
I give up. I'm throwing in the towel.
I'm not very good at like I only work. I'm not very good at like standalone kind of images with no story to them. I'm not like a really good pinup artist. Like all my stuff has to be like narrative in nature, I think. So like I just kind of whipped this. This didn't take that long to whip up. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I mean it's a
great.
scene, man. It's like a whole.
It looks awesome.
That's awesome.
Do you think you're gonna finish that? Like, can you finish that in 2 hours?
I'm pretty
Not that
quick.
you have to. Okay, yeah, I'd imagine you are.
Shawn, this guy draws 500 pages of comics a year.
I know. It was a stupid question. It was a stupid question.
He's professional. Well, Rob, I would ask you what else have you been up to, but it just seems like your current schedule. I mean, you are a family man too. You have a lovely family, and you're a dad, so that's also, I'm assuming, your other job.
Yeah, I mean that's the big one, man. It's by far the hardest part of the gig is kind of the juggle. I mean, Jim, you and I have known each other. I met you, man. That was like 2001, I think.
I was gonna ask you, like, did we meet at San Diego or Chicago? It was one of the big shows, right?
No, actually, we met at a very little show in Texas. It was a Lone Star show in Houston, Texas, in a very, very little, like it was like a hotel room almost. It was very, very small.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. Okay.
But it was actually my very first convention. So like,
Shit!
Yeah, man, it was my first show. I was still a college student, and I was wanting to. I was really for the first time kind of entertaining, breaking into comics. I'm from Louisiana, so like back then, like I said, this is the early 2000s, so there weren't a lot of like conventions my way, and I didn't know much about. I was just figuring out like how to break into comics. The internet was becoming more of a thing, so I ended up going to that show, and I just found Jim's work. I think I had found you through your Kevin Smith work.
Oh sure.
And I was a huge fan because I was, I hadn't been all that exposed to like indie comic stuff.
Right.
My shops didn't have it here. So I pretty much thought all comics were like Marvel DC stuff. And whenever I found like your stuff, Dave Crosland's stuff, it was crazy, just mind blowing because I sucked at drawing the Marvel style. I just wasn't a good like house style guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of opened my mind into what comics could be. And then right after that, a friend of mine who lived in Houston hit me up and said, "Dude, we have a Comic-Con here, and he sent me a flyer for the thing, and you were on it." And it was like you.
Oh shit!
Like, dude, the guest list was killer. It was you, Andy Kuhn, Scott Morse. Scott Morse was there.
Okay. Yeah.
Frank Cho, Mark Wade.
Wow.
Mike Waringo was there.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
dude.
Ringo.
Yeah.
We
I
got to
mean,
do a show about Ringo one day.
dude, it was amazing, man. Like,
I love Michael Ringo. He was such a good dude. Really
Yeah.
good dude.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I met him briefly at the show, but all I remember was there was a kid there, and this kid, in hindsight, I think it was Nick Patera, because I've talked to Nick Patera about this before, and he says it's him. He said it was him.
Oh
But there
shit.
was this kid who like wanted to get a commission from Mike, and it was a commission of the thing, and the kid tried to hand Mike 20 bucks for it, and Mike just like picks the money up and says like no, like he just refused to take this kid's money, and just gave him this incredible thing.
Oh, wow.
So like super
Wow.
sweet guy. But yeah, so I
That's
was there and I was basically stalking Jim because I was trying to get my first like comic portfolio review. And so yeah, I met you at the end of the show, had my portfolio. You were very, very kind, and you were basically the guy who told me that I was good enough to do comics. So yeah, you were very,
Oh,
very,
shit.
very major for my career.
Okay, so this is
Look at that, Jim.
This is all my fault.
Yeah, it's all you, dude.
You've carved out your own path. You're, obviously, but no, I like the idea of like knowing when someone is good but probably not suited for Marvel or DC, and kind of figuring out like, okay, well, if that's not the path, then what's going to happen here? Like
Right.
what does this mean? And
Yeah, I love that.
and every artist kind of has to figure out like, well, what does that mean for me? Or do I self-publish? Do I try and meet a writer and do a creator-owned team-up book? Or do I, there's no like guide to any of this stuff. So that's where, each individual sort of has to make decisions, and but without freaking yourself out or stressing yourself out. One good thing is if you start doing this stuff when you're young, which we all did, is you do get wiggle room of like trying things and maybe failing at things. And
Right.
Rob, so what was your first, I'm trying to remember, like, what was Chew your first actual production, or were you were making your own like mini comics though, right? Or
Yeah, man. I mean, the
Okay.
first stuff I
Yeah.
showed you was I was working I was a head cartoonist at my college's school paper. So I did that for like 5 years, and it basically taught me how to make a weekly deadline, and how to be. I was doing like two strips a week, and I did just hundreds of strips, and so I was doing a lot of like either political work or a lot of kind of biographical stuff,
Mhm.
which I wouldn't do that again. It was not. It was a little more trouble than it was worth. So yeah, when I met you, I had a comic that I had done that was very, very biographical. So I had actually, I don't know if you remember this. I actually sent you books like snail mail. I sent you a couple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple copies. So you were one of the guys who were giving me like feedback early on. But yeah, that was the early stuff. And then from there, I did a bunch of little indie things like, 8 pages here, 8 pages there. I did like a short with a writer named Mark Sable for.
I remember Mark.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
Mark.
Yep, for Pop Gun, for I think the first or second Pop Gun.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first one. And then honestly, I was just knocking around from there. I was doing some stuff for Tokyo Pop, and I don't know if you guys remember when Tokyo Pop had a thing called the pilot program.
Yeah, I do. I do remember that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was caught up in that. I was one of the pilots, and it didn't work out. But the good news is I ended up working with this writer named Brandon Jerwa. And Brandon, really cool guy. And one day he just hits me up. He's like, "Hey, John Layman is looking for an artist." And I knew of John. Like he had did a book with Dave Crosland called Puffed at Image.
Yes. Yep.
Dude, which I loved. Like that book was huge for me.
Our boy Dave Crosland. Is Dave here in the chat? I don't know if he's here tonight, but
He better be.
yeah, I would assume.
Yeah. But yeah, like I did. So I was familiar with John's work, and he ended up kind of reaching out to me, and we hooked up through the Tokyo Pop connection. So it all kind of came around. But the Chew stuff, the image stuff, was my very first like book where I was drawing everything and just kind of carrying all the visuals on it.
Yes. Okay. So before we get into Chew, though, since you mentioned Tokyo Pop, before I forget, I want to ask. So I knew a bunch of cartoonists that got deals with Tokyo Pop, and it seemed like this really exciting place to be in the early 2000s. This was like 2002, 2003, 4. And was there some sort of like controversy with them where they wound up going out of business, and then they tried to keep people's properties, or like, what do you know what happened with that? Were you part of that?
I don't know exactly what happened with that, but I will say that as soon as we finished the pilot was like 32 pages or something like that. So like I drew this thing, I did all the art, I even did the lettering on it, like tons of time. And literally the day I uploaded the thing, I get an email from the editor at Tokyo Pop, and he's just really sweet guy, and he's like, hey, the pilot program actually doesn't exist anymore because Tokyo Pop just cut like half of their staff. So we ended up not getting paid from it ever. So I don't know what happened with everyone else, but
I remember people being owed money. That I do remember.
Yeah.
That was us.
Okay, so that's sort of what I'm talking about. Is it was, but I guess I knew some artists that were, their property wound up getting tied up in this red tape over there, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know the full details, so I don't want to make accusations or whatever. But it became like a frustrating thing for a couple artists that I knew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that happens a lot. That happens so much in comics, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not anything like super new. And I mean, shit. When way back in the '80s, when Kamiko folded, like Matt Wagner's, I don't know if it was both Mage and Grendel, but they were tied up in legal bullshit over there for years. So it's not a super new thing, but no one wants to see a cartoonist get caught up in some bullshit red tape. It's lame. So, but when Chew started, did you guys know that you were going to have this super successful did you have it as a long run, or was it originally like, let's just do 4 or 5 issues and see what happens?
Honestly, hold on a second. Let me see. That's better. My mirror was off. All right. Yeah. We actually didn't know what to expect. I mean, Layman had been kind of knocking around the industry for quite a while. Like he was an editor at Wildstorm for a while.
John's the reason I broke into comics.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he gave me my first job.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, John's great, man. So yeah, I mean, he had his heart broken a couple times. He actually had some stuff that he had done. A property that he really cared about got hung up at a publisher, and he just kind of lost access to it. So he had that firsthand experience. So he kind of went in the Chew expecting that it would be his final comic work.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he had pitched Chew around. Like I think he pitched it at DC because of his Wildstorm connection, and someone told him, "You don't ever publish this book because it'll be the end of your career." So with John's the kind of guy that if you tell him that kind of thing, he's going to go all in. That's just who he is.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. So like he was doing all this video game work, and he saved a nest egg, and he was basically looking for an artist, and that eventually led back to me. And then we hooked up. It was very odd timing because I had just decided to go all in on comics. I was newly married. We'd only been married like a year, and I was kind of looking to just go all in on comics. We weren't getting any younger, and I was starting to get some offers here and there. So just decided like San Diego Comic-Con was coming up. I was going to go and make all this stuff happen. And literally the day before Comic-Con, I get this email from John, and I'd never met John before. And I'll never forget the emails. The title of the email is something like, "Hi, John from or hi, Rob from John Layman," and he pitches me Chew on the spot, and we flew out, me and my wife, the next day. My wife actually reads Chew on the way there before I even do, and she's like, she looks at me on the plane, and she's like, "This is so you. This is perfect for you." And
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
and I mean, my wife is not. She's not a comic fan. I mean, she's just it's just not her thing.
Right.
So, I mean, she vibed with it immediately and knew it was going to be perfect for me. So we met the next day at the Hyatt. He was a little drunk at the time.
Shocking that John Layman.
Yeah, he was
Dude,
a little drunk.
I used to party with Layman back in the day, and I won't even tell the stories. I don't want to get people in trouble. It's all fun and innocent, but we used to close down bars, man, at conventions.
Yeah. So he we met the next day, and immediately we clicked and said, "Let's do it." But again, like, we didn't expect it to do anything. He was so pessimistic about it, and man, to be honest, I don't think Image expected it to do much. There were other books, because I mean, it's a weird book. I mean, it's if anyone doesn't know what Chew is about a cop who gets psychic visions from what he eats. So it's a gross kind of dark comedy, sci-fi, cop procedural thing. And it's just weird. And my art style is not, your house style at DC or something. So I don't think Image knew what to do with it. And honestly, from off the bat, sales were disappointing. Like, the first issue sales were like 4,000.
Oh shit! Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I just remember it being successful. Actually, Rob, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Why were people telling John that this would be the end of his career if he published Chew?
I don't really know. I think they just didn't believe in the thing at all. So I don't know. They thought it was a bad idea. I don't know. So, but yeah, he just went with it. And Image, I don't think Image really expected it to do much. They didn't really do much in the way of like, but again, the Image has never really done a whole lot of promotion with their books.
Right.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I love them. I've always gotten along with them. But as far as like you describing Chew in your own work, dude, is like the way I think of myself when I do like Girl Scouts. It's a fun indie book, but Image is like, sure, we love you, do whatever you want, but it's not like there's a huge marketing budget behind promoting these strange books.
Right. But yeah, our initial sales came in. They were like 4,000, and all I remember was getting an email from Eric Stevenson, and Eric Stevenson's reaction to the whole thing was, "Well, that's disappointing." And I mean, because initial sales. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, like, the first issue is it's always the highest,
Right.
Because everyone wants a number one, but with Chew, no one wanted a number one. It was not good.
Shit.
Yeah, and then it came out, and it like overnight became, through word of mouth and everything, people just started discovering it and really getting into it, and it sells out in shops within a day or two or something like that, which honestly, like, it sounds good on paper, but it wasn't impressive because we only had 4,000 copies. Like, it was not an accomplishment to sell out that quickly.
Oh, right. I see what you mean.
Yeah, but it ended up kind of working in our favor. So we ended up printing it, like, I think we printed like 6 or 7 printings.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. So it did really well. And after that, after we saw how the first few issues were doing, and the amazing thing was we went counter trend. So, like, usually after the first issue of books, the sales go down after the first issue.
Right.
We were counter trend. So we ended up, within 4 issues, we went from, I think, 4,000 copies to like 16,000.
Damn.
So like it blew up like really quickly. So after we saw that, I think that's when John and I sat down and said, okay, what do we want to do? We can go further with this. And we were all big fans of like Transmet and all the Vertigo stuff.
Sure.
So we said, dude, let's go 60. Let's like see if we can go all the way with this. get a giant chunk of work out. And sure enough, we were able to do it. So I did it we worked on it for 8 years. So I was doing like,
Wow.
yeah, I was doing like between 8 to 10 issues a year. And
Damn, man. Wow.
it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you've earned your stripes in comics, dude. It's like most people can't do that. You know, it's just what's your, where did the discipline come from? Do you love being in studio and actually making the work, or is it more of a, this is my job. I clock in and I do the pages. I do the work.
Man, I think I've had some really cool, like just general experiences in my life, like that kind of, I guess, inform my work ethic. So like my first job when I was super young, I mean, I was like 7 or 8 or something. I remember my grandmother had a janitorial service. So she used to clean dentist office and doctor's offices and that sort of thing. And I remember telling my mom, like, you know, I'm 8 or 9 or something. I think this is like, want to say this is 89 because I think it's after Batman 89 came out.
Right.
Yeah. And I decided I wanted to start buying my own stuff, right? Like I wanted to buy my own comics. I wanted to buy my own toys, whatever. And my mom's like, well, you need to get a job. And I'm 8 or 9. And my grandmother's like, well, I'll pay you. Like you can come work with me. And basically for every Saturday from the age of 8 until 16, when I got a real job, I'd go with my grandmother and spend Saturdays like just working. And I would take that money, and every Friday my grandfather would drive me to a comic shop, and that's how I built my collection. So I bought like, dude, like some of my first books were like original Image comics.
Sure.
Yeah, like, you know, Brigade and Spawn and all that stuff. So I think honestly that discipline of like, and that's kind of satisfaction of working, like I kind of experienced that at a really young age. And I think it just kind of stuck with me. And I also had some professors. I had one professor particularly in college, a drawing professor who everybody hated because she was just so hardcore. Like she would give us these crazy assignments that basically kept us up like all night just drawing. And everyone hated it, but I think it just drilled into me this ethic of just, I'm going to get it done. It's going to suck like having to work that long, but the satisfaction of kind of getting it done is just worth it, man.
Oh,
so,
yeah. That's great. I love the idea of like 1989 version of you being like, I need to be able to afford these comics. I got shit that I want to do. You know, it's like,
yeah, man.
You know, when I was in junior high, I started working with my buddy, my neighbors. My friends lived 2 doors up the street from me in St. Louis, and their dad like managed a plumbing supply warehouse. And on the weekends when we weren't in school, we would go out there on Saturday and Sunday, and he would, you know, pay us each like $20 to work there all day and just do odd jobs and stuff. But for me, it was like, well, shit, dude, $20 is like 20 comic books. Comic books are $1 each. So if I'm making 40 with Saturday and Sunday combined, I mean, that's for me, the spending money that I need as a, you know, 14-year-old or whatever, you know. And because, you know, we grew up in the era of you had to physically buy everything. So even buying new records, new tape cassettes, new CDs, whatever, it's like, if I want the things that inspire me, music, comic books, you know, you have to work for it. You have to, you know, it sounds like we came from kind of blue collar parents that you were like, well, cool, you want this shit? Like get to work then.
Get a job, kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I did it. It taught me like at an early age, like the value of figuring out labor and versus like the reward, you know, and figuring out what jobs were bullshit and what jobs weren't. because some of the jobs, shit jobs you do, it's like, well, this isn't worth the amount they're paying me per hour. So
Mhm.
I'll just go find, some other job.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, it definitely also taught me just, how to how to focus when kind of everyone else is distracted. So like,
Mhm.
I remember being young and kind of thinking about other kids my age, and we were working on Saturdays, so like I would miss all the Saturday morning cartoons, and
Oh, shit.
there was a part of that was like, well, that kind of sucks. But then I just kind of had this sense of like, yeah, but like I think I'm building something here. Like I think I'm,
Oh, right.
I think I had like a sense of purpose, like even at a young age, that I think I probably still carry now. I mean, and it probably is a good thing, especially nowadays with everyone being kind of as distracted as they are today.
Right.
I'm pretty good at
Right.
putting my head down and getting stuff done.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like when it's time to work, it's time to work. And, but now, man, like when you say it's time to work, it's like you physically have to just turn off your phone, or I do anyway. I turn the volume off and I put the phone like on the opposite side of the room.
That's awesome. You got it. Yeah, that's great.
Because it's just we have so many fucking distractions in our lives now. It's so weird. And we brought it upon ourselves, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
It
Do you guys have like iPhones and stuff, or?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do.
Okay, I've thought about getting like one of those dumb phones.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to. It's just it's not realistic with the business that I've built right now to do that, but I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you don't have the phone with the camera and all the elaborate stuff on it, it just prevents you from going down the wormhole of being distracted with all that. Before I forget, Rob, I did want to ask you, when Chew was going on, were you and John actively going out and promoting a lot and signing a lot and doing conventions, or were you too busy working on the book? I can't remember if I saw you a lot during that era.
We were we were doing a lot of shows, man. It got to some point, and it's funny because I just, I was so new to everything. I didn't know about that whole thing. I didn't know even about like original art sales and that kind of thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
people started emailing me about buying my stuff, and I'm like, seriously, like this is a thing. And it just kind of blew my mind. But with Comic-Cons, like just getting crazy invites all over the world. So we ended up traveling. I mean, we were all over the place. We did Italy, we did France, like New Zealand, Australia. Like we were doing everything.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a
Yeah.
huge perk.
Yeah. But I mean, I had to learn how to balance it, because I think early in the run, I think around issue like 20, I was traveling so much, I was lagging behind work-wise. So I ended up I remember I got this email from Stevenson from the publisher of Image. Really, really sweet email, but it was like kind of like a dad just being like, now look, I know you're getting invited, and I know it's good, but like if the book doesn't come out, all this goes away.
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah.
was like, all right, fair enough. So like I started kind of reeling it in a bit, and I was just going too hard with it.
It's crazy because Shawn, was it Nick Dragata that was on Inkpulp recently who was talking about, since absolute Batman is blown up, he's now getting invited to all these insane places all over the globe, and he's just like, yeah, I can't really go to any of them because I have pages to draw. Like I can't. It's a bizarre problem to have, but
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think John did a lot more shows than I did. Like he still does. He's done crazy shows like India. He went to Africa, I think, a time or two. But I'm used to like I like travel, but to some degree, it's just so much. It's like I have to get everything ready before I leave, and then I gotta be away and I come home and get back into the swing of things and catch up with the family, catch up with work, and it's just a lot. So I don't do it very much anymore.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I almost treat travel and conventions and stuff as like a reward to myself. If I've been in studio for 2 months straight, for example, and I haven't really gotten out and I've just been living at the drawing table working, everyone needs a break. It's good to get away. And so it usually works out perfect with the way schedules are with conventions that, okay, I'm definitely doing New York every year in October. I sort of know that. So I schedule that. I'm doing Tucson at the very end of August. So this summer, I told myself all of July, all of August, I'm just working on the new Arachnid Enforcer comic book that I'm doing. So I sort of know what I need to do, and I know what I need to do each day. And then by the end of August, I'll be so excited to get out of here for like 4 or 5 days and go to Tucson and enjoy myself and not really feel completely stressed out about not being at the drawing table because I already planned all this shit out in advance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or even doing like seeing you this year at the convention in Louisiana, the Lafayette show. That was perfect because those promoters just flew me out from Friday to Sunday. And I was in and out, but it was actually the perfect amount of time to be gone and still hang out with you guys, catch up, experience the convention, meet nice people, and then have 2 dinners with you guys, and then just get on a plane and come back home.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best way to do it, man. I can't do, and maybe it's just because I'm getting older, but just like 2 days are kind of enough for me with a show.
Right.
Like I can't even, I haven't been to San Diego in about 4 or 5 years. And like, I think whenever I go back, I can't do that much. Like the idea of like 4 days of a show.
That's a hard show to do. San
Yeah.
Diego is a hard show to do.
Yeah. It just hurts me thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That being said, do you have shows you're doing this year? Or your schedule's already set? You're good.
I'm buckled down like for the rest of the year. I'm doing really for the rest of the year. I'm finishing up my last like big work for hire project. That's a giant graphic novel. It's like 200 pages. So I'm 100 pages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm 100 pages in. I'll be done with it. Looks like by December. In between that, I'll be writing. But 2 of the series is that I'm working on. I've already done the first script. So I think the plan for now is just to kind of buckle down, get a bunch of scripts done, and then hit the convention scene pretty heavy next year.
Right. Do you put yourself in a different mind frame when you're writing? Is that a whole different vibe?
Yeah. It's usually I've tried doing them both simultaneously, like at writing and drawing, and I literally get headaches doing it.
Oh,
So,
shit. Okay.
yeah. So usually what I do is I'll carve out like, for a script, I can usually pump out a script, like a polished, second or third draft in like a week and a half to 2 weeks. So usually I'll just kind of buckle down and like for a month or 2 while I'm writing an arc of something, I'll just work on just the scripts for a while, knock all those out, and then I'll move to the art. So, but I've tried multitasking, man. I'm just not good at it.
Yeah. It's a tricky thing that every project I write and draw, I sort of approach it differently, which I should probably just figure out a consistent way to do it. But, one of the fun things about making all your own stuff is the free form approach. It's on you to figure out what works.
Do you think you would ever write for another artist?
I really want to do that. I haven't really done that before.
Okay.
But I'm really curious to see how that would go.
Mm-hmm.
There's something super appealing about that idea because I feel like I would purposefully write stuff that I wouldn't want to draw. do you know what I mean? Just to be like, hey, I have a cool idea. I don't see myself drawing this idea or this story that takes place in this environment or whatever. But hey, maybe someone else could really knock this out of the park. You know,
Just
who knows?
crowds of horses.
Everyone always goes to horses with or you know. I don't want to draw a story set in the Old West, or I don't want to draw. But yeah, I mean, we all know what our strengths are, and if you are working with another writer, that's the risk or the gamble of like, well, what are they going to send me as far as the script goes? Like, is it? Did you and John have a very open and detailed kind of understanding of what was going to be in the book?
It was very, I'd say, improvisational. So like the way, so whenever I came on, he already had 3 issues of script done. And as soon as I came on the book, it kind of began this weird kind of back and forth where, you know, once he saw what I could do as an artist, he started really kind of amping things up and playing to my strengths. And as I got more comfortable with the book, it got weirder and weirder. So like I would kind of kick it up a notch, and then he would respond in the script and kick it up even further. And
cool.
I think we did that. Fun. Yeah, it was totally fun. So like it was just this. I would describe our collaboration as just kind of like an 8-year conversation. You know, we were just kind of like, I mean, we were just going back.
It'd be funny if you said it was basically just 8 years of us fucking with each other.
It was, yeah, it really was. I mean, if you read Chew, it's nuts.
Yes,
yeah. I mean, we were just having a blast, and just kind of what's special about Chew, I think, is we ended up getting the audience to just buy in all the way. So like in the beginning when we first announced it, I remember there were people online that were kind of poo-pooing it and saying, this is like ridiculous. It's a guy who gets psychic visions from what he eats or whatever. And it kind of blew me away because I thought, but this is comics, right? Like,
right.
I
was just going to say.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Wolverine is like a Canadian dwarf with knives who come out of his hands. Like, how does this, like, I don't know if you can be uppity about comics when that's what comics are.
Right.
So with Chew, at some point, the audience bought in all the way. And we were able, once they bought into what we were doing, we could do whatever we wanted, and they just kind of went with it. So like we had a character called Pollo. Pollo is.
I was going to ask about him.
I did a pinup of him. I did
you did. Yeah. So Pollo is a luchador fighting chicken, who's basically he ends up becoming a cyborg. Then he becomes like a demon, like he's a secret agent. Like he just goes, it's just crazy, crazy stuff. And it's completely ridiculous. But the audience just bought into it. And I mean, we just went off the rails with it, and they loved every bit of it.
Yes.
So it was a cool experience.
He got like his own little cult following, right? There was like I feel like there was merchandise, and there was
we did statues, we did toys, we did plushies. Like it was insanity, but it was a lot of fun, man.
That's definitely when things get fun, right? It's like because sometimes you can't predict what will take on a life of its own or what will resonate with people. So it's kind of a happy accident in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I had my first kind of tell on the whole thing was I remember again, like going back to what I knew about you from the very beginning, like because I mean in the beginning he didn't know who I was, he didn't know what I was capable of, so like he didn't tell me it was going to get as weird as it got. Like so, if you read Chew, the first like 3 issues are not funny, and they're not really all that weird. They're kind of like straight up police procedurals. And then it just gets weird. It gets really, really weird. So like with Pollo, Pollo wasn't in the initial pitch. Like he didn't tell me about Pollo. So every issue, whenever I would I would do the cover, I would ask him, so what do you picture for the cover? And for that issue, for issue 8, he told me, he's like, well, so there's going to be a chicken and he's going to have a luchador mask. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Wow. Yeah. You're sold immediately. That sounds great.
Like what? Like, this is not the book that you signed me up for. Like, what is this? And I did it. And then I think I didn't know how people were going to respond to it. And then I remember reading on some message board that it was on, like the cover was on it. And I go to the comment section, and there's this guy who I don't even know. And he's like, is that chicken wearing a luchador mask? He's like, that's like the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Right.
I was like, oh, I think we might have something here.
That's amazing. That's great. It turns out that Pollo was created when John was on like a hallucinogenic trip at San Diego Con or so. You know, he went to Tijuana or that weekend or something. Something happened with John.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant idea though. Cyborg chicken luchador guy. What more do you want? Man, was it weird to wrap it up? Like when the book was kind of wrapping up and coming to an end, or were you ready to move on?
Man, I think I got terrified at some point. Because I think, you know, like I said, we had always planned that it was going to end at 60 issues. And I don't think it dawned on me that it was going to end until the beginning of 2016, which we knew it was going to end in like November of 2016. So like beginning of that year, I remember just thinking, holy crap, like I should probably figure out what I'm going to do with my life like after this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was terrifying. I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, I mean, it was just a real blessing. I mean, the whole project, like I was in my early 20s when I started Chew, like maybe mid 20s.
Wow.
So
yeah.
I was, mid 30s ish, early 30s ish when I finished it. And I think, man, just being able to have that body of work that early in my career was a crazy blessing, because it's like,
yes,
you know, like being able to have that kind of, I mean, usually like to be able to have that large of a catalog kind of working for me that early in my career kind of gave me the freedom to do more creator-owned stuff, because I had that back catalog of Chew to draw from.
Right. And then were you getting mainstream offers while this was going on?
For comics, you mean?
Yeah.
I got a few, man. I ended up getting a gig with like Marvel reached out at some point, and
you were writing. I'll let you tell the story, but I just realized yeah.
No, I got a gig. I got a few gigs with Marvel. One of them was like there was a Thor story that was written. I didn't write that one. I drew that one, but it was actually written by a guy named CM Punk.
Yes, the wrestler.
Oh yeah, the wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah, who's actually a really really good dude, really sharp guy. Like he was working with, I don't know if people knew this, but he was working with Jason Aaron was kind of coaching him on the writing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And like when I got the script, I didn't know what to expect, but I gotta say, like the script was really, really good. So I did that, and I did a few other things, some Howard the Duck stuff. I did some Spider-Man stuff here and there. But mostly indie stuff.
Yes. Okay. And did you write something for DC, or it was just Marvel?
DC offered me some stuff.
That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They offered me to write a thing, and
yeah.
Like honestly, it was one of those things where it was flattering on one hand. You know, when you get, you know, as a comic geek like I am, like, you know, growing up with Marvel and DC, there's something about when you get an email with the DC logo on it.
It's true. That is true, man.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, holy crap, like what's going on? And, you know, they offered me a thing, and it was flattering on one hand, but then kind of when reality set in, I started thinking about what they were really asking me to do. And they were asking me to just make something to kind of rehabilitate one of their characters. and
Mhm.
it just didn't make any sense to me. You know,
Right.
like no offense to anyone who does it, but I had been so spoiled by creator-owned stuff that I own, and if it gets optioned, if it gets made into a TV show or whatever, like everything's it's me.
Right.
So like the idea of kind of making something that I don't own didn't really make any sense to me. So
Yeah.
I passed on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you follow your gut, that's what the decision was. You're gonna be okay either way, man. Like you're you're all good,
No, thanks, man.
and you're getting more out of doing your own stuff anyway. Like, you went from Chew to writing and drawing your own creator-owned book at Image and going for over 20 issues. What was the total run again on Farmhand?
It's going to end up
Like-
being 26.
Yeah. I mean, that's impressive, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think honestly, I don't know if I'll ever do anything that long ever again.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a lot, man, and I don't know if there's a market for it as much anymore.
Yeah. It's we're still kind of in flux with all that right now, right? Like figuring out what creator-owned stuff sells and what how much you should invest in something like that. For me, it's just I'm kind of on this thing of just make individual books, kickstart them, and just put them out directly to the people that are following my stuff.
Yeah. I think you guys are both kind of doing it the right way. I mean, the sense I've gotten, I mean, really in the last few years since COVID, I've been doing, and I've talked to a lot of comic creators who have been in the same boat. Shawn, maybe you've been kind of in the same boat too, but it's got the sense that a lot of people are trying to solve comics. A lot of professionals are just kind of looking. I think we all got a sense that something was shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people were. I had a sense people would start leaning more into their own thing, probably self-publishing their own thing.
Right.
Yeah, it just makes sense. I mean, for me, I came into comics just wanting to do my own thing, and the only path towards doing that was, from my perspective, was building a name for yourself at Marvel and DC and then breaking off. And then I was stuck trying to survive on those page rates that I couldn't survive on and got into a hole. So I always wanted to end up here. It was just a matter of figuring out how.
Well, I was happy to hear about Inkpulp Press. I mean, that sounds like the logical next step.
Yeah, thank you. I'm stoked. I'm really stoked on that.
Yeah, that's the shit, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, when I got proofs of my book and Mateo's book, and they had that Inkpulp press on them, that felt good. That felt like we're taking everything into our own hands and doing it our way.
Yeah, and Mateo, I haven't seen him in years, but I mean, he's just a rock solid dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the first time I met Mateo was actually at our very first Italian signing. We were in Italy, and he ended up coming over. Super, super sweet. He leaves. He's like, "Hey, hold on a second. I just remembered something." He goes back to his booth, and I literally just met this guy like 5 minutes ago. And he walks back, and he has a sketch in his hand. He had done, I think, for a blog or something. He was doing with a bunch of other artists. I think Ryan Otley was one of them. But they'd have these theme sketches for the blog, and I guess they had done a Chew week. So he had done a Chew sketch, and he just he walks over and hands it to me. He's like, "Here you go."
That's awesome.
And I'm like,
nice.
"Dude, like I still have it." I'm like, this guy's like super sweet, man.
That's the shit.
Yeah, that sounds like Mateo.
You can sell that on eBay now, Rob. You can get rid of it now. It's been enough years.
Was that blog called Comic Twart? Wasn't that blog?
I think so, maybe. I know
Yeah,
Otley was a part of it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Rob, were you buying comics like what were you a Marvel and DC like nerd as a kid when you started buying stuff?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was, Death of Superman and Nightfall and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was like all my early stuff was that. I had a folder at a local shop, super, super young. I must have been 10 or 11 maybe. So I remember my shop had this really, really sweet deal. I think you paid like $20 a month and they would pull just all the Death of Superman stuff, like including like this is back when they had newsstand editions and collector's editions.
Oh sure.
So like I'd pay like $20 a month and I was like, sweet. I would like read the newsstand edition and I just save the collector's edition and just sell it for like a beach house one day, right?
Oh my god.
And that never happened. But yeah, I was all in on that stuff, and
Yeah, it very specific era, very very specific. But that era like created a whole new generation of comic artists and writers, you know.
Mhm.
Especially the first year of Image, you know, just the amount of attention those books got and the amount, you know, of kids that, you know, suddenly wanted to draw and do hyper detailed artwork, and it crossed over. It, you know, like kids in my high school that didn't know about comics, like sort of knew about Spawn and some of that stuff, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll never forget being, I think it was fourth grade ish. I remember like we were indoors. I have this vivid memory of we were indoors because maybe it was raining or something. And I remember a buddy of mine's like opening up his book sack and being like, I gotta show you guys something. I'm like, what is he about to show me? And he opens it up and it's this comic book. And it was a Rob Liefeld. It was a New Mutants, whatever. It was the first appearance of Cable. And
Oh, sure.
I remember just being like, what is that? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, being like, this is amazing. And it's kind of, I think it just reignited my love of comics.
That's so cool. Yeah. Do you check anything out now? Are you hyped on anything coming out right now?
Man, mostly I've been supporting a lot of crowdfunders lately. Like,
oh, great.
You know, I just got yours, Savage Street Vigilante. Very excited.
Thank you, sir.
You know, that was amazing. What else did I get? I mean, stuff like Nick Patera, his Axewood John.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that book. That was a great book.
I mean, everything that Brandon Graham's doing for God, what is it? I want to say it's Moonfall, but I know it's not.
Brandon's in the chat right now, by the way. Shout out, Brandon.
Hey,
is he?
Man, what up?
Oh shit.
What's up, Brandon?
Good to see you, buddy. Brandon, can you let us know where to get is it Moonray?
Moonray, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of like indie stuff, I'm just really, really getting into, I just love the purity of being able to buy a comic directly from the person, the purest vision without a bunch of editorial crap.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, man.
I feel like we're living through a big shift here, like you said earlier, where everything has become so corporatized. I mean, everything from restaurants to movies, it's all these big corporate things. And I think people are starting to crave more of a connection with what they're eating, with what they're consuming media wise, and everything not being so disposable and just a product. And I think that's where the independent movement's really starting to thrive right now.
I agree. Yeah. So I guess one of the top secret things, this isn't really top secret, but I've announced it on my Patreon, but I haven't talked about anybody anywhere else. I'm basically moving into self-publishing. So in addition to the stuff I'll be doing at this other publisher, basically parallel to that, I'll be launching into some self-publishing. I've always kind of felt drawn to it. You know, Image has been fantastic. Like I'll always do something with them, I'm sure. but there is something about, like I just said, the purity of being able to interact directly with your people. Oh,
Totally.
and,
Well, Rob, what do you think about like self-publishing something and then making like doing a black and white self-publishing and then making a color edition and image like a year later?
well, yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this online because I like after this call because I've been playing with all of these ideas.
Okay.
So yes, I've thought of this complete, like absolutely 100%. I think that the future is probably some kind of hybrid.
Yeah.
I think even Image kind of knows that because when you look at what Skybound's doing, like all the stuff they're doing with crowdfunding,
Yeah.
I think it has to be some kind of mesh. And I think I actually do think comic shops have a role in this somewhere. But I think
I agree. I think we have to be very aware on how to build that with them.
right.
In fact, we have a comic shop coming on the podcast soon, and Eisner Award-winning comic shop, and it's one of the topics of discussion I want to have with them.
Nice.
And that's kind of like we're doing an Inkpulp tour, me, Jim, Mateo, and Jamie, in early next year, and we're just going to go around to shops and we'll have all our self-published stuff. So I think things like that can really help.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, I've always handled like my own original art sales. Like everything's always been in house, and I've always had a really good rapport with the people that support my stuff. Like every time I've kind of given things away, like giving away art sales or whatever, like it never really works out. So like as good as Image has been to me, there's just something about having the direct access to my people.
I
Oh,
agree.
sure.
Like you just can't beat it. So
No,
I
you
feel like
can't.
I have to give it a shot.
That's awesome, man. I remember we did discuss this when I saw you, and it seemed like the idea was, percolating.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's the natural progression for me. So like there is stuff coming. I'll probably be making an announcement on this in the next couple of months. I got a
Nice.
logo in today, actually. So like,
Oh, damn.
nice.
yeah, it's coming together really well. I just think it's the obvious step that probably most creators need to be taking. Again, no knock against anyone who's doing, the big two stuff, but
Right.
I've talked about this a ton on my YouTube channel last year, but it just really feels like the smart money we as creators need to be leaning into is we need to be thinking about how we're going to support ourselves I'm in my 40s right now. I'm thinking about what am I going to be doing when I'm 80? Like,
Right.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
how am I going to be supporting myself when I'm 80? And I don't think it's going to be anything Marvel or DC related. I think I need to build something that I own for myself.
Totally.
You know,
Totally.
Yeah, man.
Hey, let's look at everyone's pieces. How are they coming?
it's coming okay.
You got Jim, you're rocking out. Oh, Rob. Oh, damn, dude.
Rob.
You are
Let me
going
see. Oh, damn, dude. Holy shit. You are inking quick, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
use
badass.
these zebra pens and like kind of like a brush tip kind of thing.
Oh,
those
yeah,
are great.
yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, they flow pretty well.
Here's my Trinity with the bubble butt.
Beautiful. Look at that shine.
Yeah, this whole thing was an experiment to see what I would, because I haven't drawn like latex with dry brush, like where to go dry, where to go wet, make it look shiny. I think it's kind of working.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Guys.
That is sick.
Yeah, Jim, that's dope. God damn.
What do you?
I found this crazy photo reference up for this pose, but it's obviously a down shot.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So, but this is a thick Trinity. She's kind of a thick girl,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
which I like,
Yeah.
I need to get something up here, going up here to like count to balance everything, but so far so good. And Rob, I just use the Pilot Parallel pens for most of my inking.
Dan, that is huge.
All of
it's
these
a-
pieces look
yeah.
awesome. A lot of love for these pieces in the chat as well.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to this chat.
Just a lot of people saying how good you guys are. Just take it in.
Well, you know.
Look at Jamie said, just take it in. Don't question it.
Lauren,
By the
thank
way,
you. Oh shit,
Rob, I should mention.
Erwin Papa's here as well.
Oh, Erwin, what up? What up?
I was going to say, Rob, even before you mentioned it, but Poyo was getting a lot of love in the chat at the start of
Oh,
the stream.
snap. Okay. Yeah, I keep kind of pressuring John to do like another Poyo one shot or something special.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a really cool kind of escapist thing. Like the first one, we've done 3 one shots with him, and every one of them is kind of a completely different genre. So like the first one was Secret Agent Poyo. So he was basically like, he's like a spy, essentially like a James Bond, but a luchador chicken. And then we did a Warrior Chicken Poyo. Warrior Chicken was basically kind of like a barbarian kind of thing. And the last one was Demon Chicken. So it's kind of like in the Exorcist sort of thing.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So yeah, I've been floating around some ideas for another one. So I'm sure we'll go back to it at some point.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh, hey, Shawn, Jamie, can I get the camera real quick? We shouted out this dude's Kickstarter months ago.
Oh
Tales
yeah,
of
I
the
haven't
Frog
gotten mine
Knight.
yet. You know what? I was just gonna ask you about that like 20 minutes ago
Oh, nice.
when Rob said he's supporting like creator and
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, I haven't
just-
got my Frog Night.
It just reminded me because this guy is making, I mean, just
When
his own
did you
stuff,
get
and
that,
it's
Jim? When
just
did you
a
get the
couple weeks ago.
I still haven't gotten mine.
But it's this artist, Armand Bodnar.
Yeah. I love Frog Night. Dude, that book looks so good.
And the production and the art and the color and everything about it is just really top notch.
I gotta email him. I haven't gotten it.
We shouted him out when he was doing the campaign
For the second one, right?
for this one, for issue 2.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I got 1 and 2 at the same time. But
yeah, that's what I did too.
super
Where am I?
solid cartoonist. Really good.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram. He's amazing.
Oh, cool. Yeah. But
Such a good looking book. I mean, that cover alone is so good.
yeah, it's super strong, man. Look at that.
Yeah, that one right there really got me. That second one's great stuff. Great design.
Good shit.
Hey, Brandon Paul's in the hair.
I feel like I need some more matrixy type things in here, like the
That's it. My whole
squid-
background.
squid
yeah.
robots or whatever.
I have a plan for this background. I want it to feel like all the like numbers falling down. We'll see if I can pull it off.
I can't believe no one drew a red pill or a blue pill.
Yeah, I know that's like the obvious. What were we thinking?
Well, I was thinking about big butts and Trinity.
Well, Rob, what did you think about our incredible teaser video with you as Morpheus?
It's just one of those things where you just wake up in the morning and you check your email. And
It's just
in there.
online.
It's like, what did I miss?
Yeah. We are idiots, but I think we do a pretty decent job with
We're fun idiots.
making people laugh. And
Yeah, you guys are great.
But that was all Jamie. Jamie cut and pasted your beautiful face onto Morpheus.
Yeah, Jamie does the magic.
It was a Jim Mafford original idea, though. I was just the tool that executed the idea. So.
Well, I think Jim's acting was really kind of the star of the show, really.
Oh, thank you.
Your Keanu Reeves impersonation.
Thank you. We come up with all those literally 10 minutes before we get online.
We do.
Shoot
We
that.
really do.
That's awesome.
It's like, what do we got? What's our idea? You
Dude,
say this, and then we'll do this, and then maybe it'll be funny. Okay, cool.
Oh shit, we got another Inkpulp fan member in the house. Eric, what's up?
Oh, what up, dude?
And Amato, who's the one that linked us up with Blackbird Comics to come on the podcast. We're looking forward to
Nice.
that one, Amato.
Nice. It's awesome.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, that looks sick, Jim.
Thank you. Where were you guys when the first Matrix movie came out?
Dude, I haven't watched that in so long. I might have to check it out again soon.
The first one is still incredible. It holds up
Yeah.
as a self-contained movie. And then, 2 and 3, say what you will about them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I haven't
think,
seen
yeah.
them in so long, but like the first
Yeah.
one I'll still revisit.
Yeah, the first one was a
from time to
masterpiece.
time.
That was
Yeah.
definitely a masterpiece.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the first one in theaters. I think we rented it or something back when they were still like Blockbuster.
Okay.
Yeah, I did too. And then I saw the second and third in theaters. It was like, oh, they're visually they were cool, but they just didn't have the weight of the story of the first two.
Yeah, I really wanted to like the second and third, but it just didn't do it.
It's funny, when the second one came out, I had just moved to California and I went and saw it opening weekend, and the movie opens with the fight scene where like Neo's fighting like 1,000 Agent Smiths or whatever. And then as the movie went on and there was just so many exposition scenes of them explaining the Matrix, but none of it made sense. You could just hear people in the audience being like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? It was verbal. Like, people were kind of like, dude, this isn't as good as the first one. Like, this isn't. And you could feel it. You could kind of feel it in the air. Like when the movie ended and everyone walked out and was like, I guess it was good. I guess it was cool. I don't know. What was the guy, the architect, the old man? What was he talking about? Like, no one knew what any of that was. So
yeah, you should have just left it alone.
Did you guys ever see the last one, Revolutions?
I started it, and about 15, 20 minutes in, I was like, I can't. I just turned it off.
I forgot about that. I actually never saw that.
It's so bad. It is so bad.
I was okay with like some of the like I'm blanking on some of the details because it's been so long, but I think they kind of like made it like Neo is in the Matrix, so you don't really know what's going on. I thought that was kind of interesting, and then it just went off the rails.
He's a video game developer.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I can't. I just can't.
Well, someone told me they did a meta thing with it though, where it's like the movie itself is commenting on the ridiculousness of them having to make a movie, because Warner Brothers told the Wachowskis, we're making a fourth Matrix movie with or without you. So if you want to join up and be part of your legacy, great. But either way, we're still moving forward. And someone told me there's a scene in the movie where fucking like Doogie Howser says that to Keanu Reeves as the game developer, like, we're making another game.
Yeah, he does. He does. He does.
Involved
It's still,
or not.
even with that, it's just not good. Like that's very apparent and obvious when you're watching it, but you're like,
This is making me want to go back and see it again. Damn it.
I might watch it. Is it still? It was direct to?
It was on
Netflix,
HBO,
right?
I think. Direct to HBO, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Join us next Inkpulp for our review.
I think that's your next trash movie banana.
That's the next trash movie with Chris. By the way, guys, I forgot to promote it at the beginning of the show, but to celebrate the new James Gunn Superman, Chris and I reviewed Supergirl.
I watched that. It was so good.
From 1984, and boy, is that a train wreck piece of shit movie.
Dude, I never saw that movie and had no idea it was as ridiculous as it was. You guys are talking about it. I was working on that Wu-Tang poster, listening to it, like, what the fuck is this movie?
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. I think in the 80s, so many things were made because of cocaine. that
I mean, yeah. it's
there's a
not that
budget, a bunch of people are in a room doing cocaine, and they're like, this is what the movie will be. And that's not just Supergirl. I think that's like things were just made in the 80s, and that there's something fun about that. And now I feel like the downside of culture now is everything is so fucking like pre-planned and pre-thought out and
Right,
committee
it's
driven that
that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
can you even make random fun shit at this point? I'm not sure.
You can if you
Yeah.
go independent.
That's true.
I'm a fan of purposely, well, maybe not purposely bad movies, but I was talking with a friend about this the other day. Like, I'm just okay. Like, I'm so I just enjoy entertainment. Like, I go to things to have fun, and I can sit through a pretty bad movie and still have a pretty good time. Like, one of my favorite.
That's the right attitude. That's
Yeah, it's a good attitude.
Like, I remember, people freak out about the superhero movies, and I'm like, whatever. Like, I have no dog in this fight whatsoever.
right.
But I remember having coffee with a friend of mine, and we were talking about, this is back when Batman versus Superman came out, and all the geeks are freaking out and everything. And I was having coffee with him. We're right near the movie theater debating what we want to see, and the choice was between Batman versus Superman, and one of the Cloverfield movies. And I'm like, I think I want to go see Cloverfield. I don't think I want to see this Batman thing. And then he starts describing to me what the movie is, what the Batman movie is, and like how ridiculous it was. And it sounded horrible. And I was like, I have to go see this movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Saw it, and I had a great time. Like, I was like, this was ridiculous, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, man. I had a great date on Thanksgiving Day when and me and my homegirl went and saw the absolutely terrible Justice League movie in the theater. Shawn, it was Annika. She won't mind me shouting her out. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
We had such a blast. We got stoned in the parking lot and went and saw it at the world famous ArcLight Theater in Hollywood, and we laughed through the whole movie. I mean, not just because we were stoned, but it was like seeing the most expensive B movie ever made.
Yeah,
and other people in the audience were also laughing, not with the movie, but at the movie, and it became just a super fun thing to actually experience. Because I'm the king of watching bad, shitty schlock B movies, and I was like leaning over every 10 minutes, like, I can't believe they made this movie. This is fucking crazy how fucking terrible this is.
Yeah, our experience was
it was great.
With that same buddy, we saw the movie Battleship.
Oh God!
I forgot about that.
I never saw that.
Oh, it's well worth seeing. It is horrible. Liam Neeson is in it, and it's clear that he filmed all the scenes in like an afternoon.
Sure.
he just like pops in. Like, he's actually not even like he's like a military guy. He's like a commander or something at the Navy, and you expect he's gonna pop in and just kick ass. And he gets stuck. Like, the aliens hold him behind some force field or something.
Wait,
So
there's aliens?
There's aliens in Battleship. Yes.
I did not know
You need to see Battleship just for that. It is so bad, but it's so much fun.
Dude, I forgot that was a movie.
Oh yeah,
me too.
Wow.
But yeah, I just love just having fun with entertainment. Like, I'm not a big. I guess another example of this was, are you guys like Christopher Nolan fans?
I respect what he does. I haven't seen everything, but I have no problem with him.
Yeah. I agree.
You know.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. Very controversial. I talk about this online from time to time. But we saw the first movie I saw post COVID was first movie I saw in theaters was Tenet, and I thought it was horrible. I thought it was not a good movie. But I still had a great time because the popcorn was delicious.
Right.
Awesome. I'm
The soda was ice cold. That ice cold,
like I'm so
delicious
old.
soda.
Yeah, I'm so old that I'm like, this chair feels amazing. It's reclinable. Like,
Sure.
So basically, life has to break you down so you can appreciate bad movies.
But that you have the right attitude to just enjoy pop culture, man. People get so
Oh my
upset
God.
and serious
Yeah.
about things, and
Cancel.
it's funny because I haven't seen Tenet, Rob, but that's the one movie that everyone seemed upset about. Like it wasn't his best, and it was confusing and a clusterfuck. Is that safe to say? I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
my gripe with the whole thing, and I'm not gonna go as all in because I can go all in on it. But my gripe with it is that the main character, the protagonist, is literally named protagonist.
Is what? I missed the last part.
The protagonist is literally named protagonist.
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that Denzel's son? That guy?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I like him as an actor.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah, I really like him.
But he didn't actually name the character, and there was there's no backstory, so there's really kind of no reason to care about the guy. So
Shit.
That was kind of that killed it for me.
Right. Yeah. That's odd, you know. I mean, I think Chris Nolan technically can make a very competent movie.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But like I said, I haven't seen everything he's done, so
Jamie, can I get the camera? It's everyone's favorite part of this process. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
The zip stamp.
You have a stamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliant.
Magical. Rob, are your kids into comics?
Yes, yeah. I mean, my daughter's 11, and she's really into them. Like, she just had a birthday, and we just stocked her up with tons of comics.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty heavy into it. My oldest also, he's 14 and a half. He's super into manga.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I load him up. He's into My Hero Academia, One Punch Man.
Those are all great.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah, my kids are kind of snobs. I've made them into like art snobs.
Oh, dude, my kids are huge snobs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say, if you guys are, if you're an art dad and you see your kid is looking at something kind of whack, like, do you say something and just be like, don't look at that book, let me show you? You don't want to be like the overbearing, like, nerd parent and be like, no, you have to read this stuff, because I mean, it is super interesting that generationally, like, most kids will choose manga over any other form of comics right now. That's just their thing.
Yeah,
I think it's the presentation of it is so great. I mean, and plus it's some of the most original and weird stuff. I mean, it's completely just bizarre one-offs. The presentation's great. You know what you're getting. The packaging's nice. Like, I get it.
Although I gotta tell you, my kid's not into manga so much.
Oh, wow.
Like with Zoe, like Raina Telgemeier's her absolute hero. Like Smile was her favorite thing of all time. But they grew up on Bone, and they love your stuff. They're both reading all the Girl Scout stuff now.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I'd be curious to hear what a 20-year-old thinks of.
They love it, dude. You know what it was? It was your stream where you did the anniversary episode, and you talked about 30 years of Girl Scouts, and they saw the pilot on there. They were just blown away, and they're like, "We got to read this."
Oh, cool!
And they just keep asking for. They finished one. They're like, "Can I read the next one?"
That makes me feel good. That's cool. Because I don't ever go back and read my old stuff. So it's funny. There's these little there's physical relics of us growing as artists that are published and put into the world
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's wild,
that
man.
people can get. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but occasionally I get like tagged on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and it'll be someone who's like, "Hey, I found this book of yours in the wild while I was digging," and it's
Yeah, dude.
you know a book I drew 15 years ago. And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's funny that someone in 2025 would be discovering that and then just reading it now."
Mhm.
Yeah. In
Because
fact,
I was whatever, however old I was in my mid 20s when I wrote that, or my early 30s, and I'm not that age anymore. Like I'm not really that person necessarily.
I often think about how, if my kids have kids, what are my grandparents or grandkids going to think about this stuff?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's very bizarre to think about because I don't like I knew my grandparents, but not this way, you know.
Right. Yeah, there was like a mystery to older generations yeah, you're going to leave behind this trail of beautiful weird shit, Rob.
Yeah, no, I mean my kids haven't read Shoe yet. I let them read Farmhand. My oldest, I'll probably let read Shoe maybe in the next year or so. So that's
Right.
that's going to be very interesting.
And that it is Chew. I mean, it's basically R-rated, right? I mean, it's
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
as far as the gore, violence.
yeah, yeah. I mean it's
Yeah.
pretty up there. But I think he's getting to the age now where like he can handle it for the most part. Like we're pretty protective about like what they consume and everything. Like we're pretty whether we are those parents that are kind of like monitoring their screen time really hardcore and that sort of thing.
Right.
So yeah, but I think he's getting to that age where he's curious about it. I think he's asking a lot of questions about the dynamics. At this point, I'm happy that they have it. Like none of them have asked me about, no one has told me, hey, I want to make comics. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what I would do if any of the kids said, hey, I think I want to make a run of this comics thing,
Right.
but that hasn't happened yet.
Shawn's kids are creative and
yeah.
seem to be interested in pursuing this stuff.
Yeah, they are pursuing it for sure. Yeah.
It's cool.
But
I
they're
think
older too.
Yeah, I think I would just caution them to just. I don't know about you guys. I didn't really have a backup plan.
Either did I.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had nothing.
So
That's why it worked though. I don't believe in backup plans.
I have mixed feelings. Yeah, I hear you. I have the parent in me is kind of like, maybe you should like know a trade at the same time, like just in case.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
practical. It's practical for sure. But I always told my kids, like, there's nothing practical about this. There's nothing easy about this. It's a very difficult life, but you do it because you just are called to it and nothing else will make you happy. And if that's the case, you dedicate yourself to it and you make it work.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But also, I mean, I'm helping them. Like, my daughter is my assistant on Sundays, and I'm slowly training her to be able to do this. And like, we're gonna kickstart her. She's doing a short story now, which we'll kickstart when she's done, and training them all on this.
Was it like a one shot that she wants to put out as a Kickstarter?
Yeah, it was for the class. You're supposed to do like a
yeah.
10 to 20 page story. Hers is, I think, a little over 20. And it's all written, it's all thumbnailed. She's penciling page 6 right now, and it's her best work to date. It's a horror story. It's good.
Nice.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often think about just how different our kids' paradigm of like what's possible is because of what we do.
Right, exactly.
It's like my parents were all very like blue collar. So whenever I started kind of dipping into comics, they had no clue. I mean, I didn't really have a clue of what this was.
Oh, my parents didn't know what to do with me with this stuff.
Yeah. My folks were cool. They encouraged it, but they were like, well, we don't know anything about this field that you're interested in. And they're like, good luck if you want to, pursue this, but we can't really contribute in any way. So, and when I was leaving home after high school, when I was 18, I was like, okay, well, cool. I'm out. I got accepted into art school in a different city. So I physically moved away, but that was also kind of like I left home forever when I was 18. And not only the art part of it, were they like, good luck, I guess. We don't really know what this is going to be or what you're going to do, but good luck. Call us if you need an emergency check sent to you through the mail. We can't afford that much, but also, it was me artistically being like, well, I want to go on the artist journey. I want to accept the calling and do that kind of romanticized, Jack Kerouac on the road. Like I want to, I'm not afraid to live in squalor. I'm not afraid to be broke. I'm not afraid of rejection or, to me, and this was a different time. I mean, this was 1993. It was a much more innocent life. There was no internet. There was no social media. And so it was just me. It sounds old fashioned thinking about it, but it's like, this is just me. I'm going to go into the world and see if I can make a go at this art comics thing. Who knows what'll happen, guys? Who knows?
You made it work, though. I mean, you did it.
Somehow figured out some sort of path. Yeah. But
all right, we only got like 7 minutes left here. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right.
Rob, were you adding like white tones, and are you getting into some?
Yeah, I got some.
We get the pure white.
Yeah, the pure
proof
white.
White.
Yep.
And are you doing? You do brush with it? Ah, nice.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing brush with it. What do you guys use for your whites?
I'm using this stuff, So Flat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, golden. It's not my favorite white, but it's fairly opaque, but not totally opaque. But I just bought it, so I'm working my way through it. I would use this for painting, but for like white on black ink, I still think deleters, like liquid gouache, is the best stuff out there.
Nice.
I do the calligraphy ink, the Winsor Newton, the white for white like spatter on my comics.
Mm-hmm.
And then I dig the Presto, traditional whiteout pen. For thinner, the Posca is pretty good, but these Poscas,
I gotta get some of those.
They're good, but it's a sensitive tool. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. No pens are great. All right, I gotta see. Did this effect work? What do you guys think?
That's gorgeous.
Nice.
It looks so good.
Yeah, that's dope.
That texture's crazy.
It's a little matrixy, right?
Nice.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Thank you.
Cool.
Killer. Rob crushing it. This is a full.
Yeah, that is incredible.
This is a full narrative. This is like a double page spread to your Matrix comic.
I know. I did a dinky little drawing.
Yeah, I just I didn't know what to expect, and honestly, this didn't take long to do. This was pretty quick. I mean, my style's pretty simple. It's mostly gestural and everything, so it's nothing crazy.
Super efficient though, man. And then guys, let me back this up just a little to show
That's
it all.
sick.
It's so good, man.
Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's sick, Jim. Dude, that's a great figure drawing too.
Thank
Wow.
you. I'll probably add a little bit of stuff, but I think as a balance, just getting in all the elements. I'm thinking about composition these days, Shawn. That's my main.
I know you are, dude. I
It's
see it.
become like a fucking part of my life now, or everything. I'm just like, oh god. I think it's working though. I'm learning.
Dude, you're killing it.
That's
Here's
all.
my big.
Yeah,
Here's my lesson
I've
for this
told you
for this
how
episode,
much.
Shawn.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's my lesson.
Give it to me.
Doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, in your career. Always learn new shit. Always
Exactly.
learn. Keep it exciting. It
I
sometimes
agree.
can be frustrating at first, but like
Yeah,
always keep it open to evolving and learning new shit.
I'm with you 100% on that.
You
Yeah.
can't be drawing these big butts every single day. You got to learn composition.
I mean,
gotta
you
learn-
can.
Well, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I can say like as a guy who's followed your work for years, Jim, your stuff is like I think I told you when you came out here a couple months ago, like you've grown and like evolved so much just in the last. I mean, really in the last like 10 years or so. Like,
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's but that's the other problem though, is like I said, like if you've been around a long time, you have now a body of work where you're like, oh, look at that shit from 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Wait, 28 years ago is like some of my first shit. That's a long time ago, you know.
That's a really long time ago.
Dude, I love what are the robots called? The
the
droids?
squiddies.
The squid, yeah. It's great.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Oh, we forgot. We talked about how great the first movie is. Also, the other great thing is the Animatrix. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Animatrix is dope. I forgot to
Yeah.
mention that.
Yeah, that was dope.
Mhm.
And then Rob, Shawn, and I will watch the new movie, and you can come back and we'll do a review show of the fourth Matrix movie.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm 100% in. I'm
Okay,
very
perfect.
curious to know what your feedback on that's going to be. I don't think it's like terrible, but it's not fantastic.
Yeah, you know what's funny, man?
I'll have to try it again because I think 20 minutes and I was just out.
I feel like it came out the same year as they made a new Bill and Ted movie as well. And I was more excited to see the new Bill and Ted than I was.
Dude, I heard that was
new
good.
Matrix.
The Bill and Ted.
And the new Bill and Ted, it wasn't bad. It was
Yeah,
it was
I heard
cute.
that.
It was fine. It was cool.
Yeah, that one I missed.
Yeah, watch that one, Shawn.
I will. Yeah, I definitely want to. So, oh, you know what? Speaking of that, Jim, there was a guy. We were at Dallas Comic-Con at the bar at night, and there's a guy next to me with this beautifully done tattoo of the Wild Stallions, like
Oh,
their
no
logo
shit.
with the two guys as cartoon characters, and it was so well done. I was like, "What the hell?"
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I respected it. Definitely
He's
respected it.
The biggest Bill and Ted fan, just so happened to be.
Yeah, totally. All right,
That's
guys. Any last things we got to shout out here?
Rob, can you, if you would like to, could you plug in your social and website so that people watching know where to track you down?
Absolutely. Yeah, I am. I mean, my website is robguillory.com. My Instagram and Facebook are both Rob_Guillory. And I'm on Patreon at Rob Guillory Art, and I have a YouTube channel that I haven't posted on for a while, but I'm thinking about going back to. It's also Rob Guillory Art. I think that's everything.
Sure,
Rob, let's do that Patreon cross promotion between our two things.
Absolutely, man. I'd be absolutely flattered.
yes.
Yeah. So DM me like tomorrow or the next day, and we'll do it.
Cool, man. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me, man. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for joining us, buddy. It always a pleasure, man. And thank you to everyone who joined us in the live chat, left comments. Thank you, Jazzy Jamie Wood, as always. And we will
As
catch
always.
you guys next time. Sean, our next show is July
30th with special guest. Do we say it now or do we wait for the commercial?
Let's wait.
Okay, let's wait. We got a very special guest next time, just
Yes.
like today.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thank you.
All right, and thanks, Stylish Nerd, for the super chat.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, buddy. We out.